Hi guys, welcome back to Sustrain Daily podcasts. I'm a woman and I bleed for 5 days every month since I was 11, probably till I will be 45. That's 34 years. Menstruation or periods is a significant part of any female's life, and it is essential for us to address this topic and talk about eco-friendly periods. This episode is focused on menstrual cups, and I've tried to cover as much base as possible. You can check out the description for timestamps. Periods and the environment. Even though bleeding is natural, because of how civilized we've become, we've made this process very unnatural and bad for the environment. On average, a female bleeds for 4 days every month for 40 years of her life. They may use up to 5 pads a day. So that's 5 pads into 4 days into 12 months into 40 years. That's 9,600 pads per female or 5,800 tampons per female. Sanitary napkins or tampons are not good for you or the environment for multiple reasons. Number 1, plastic. These pads contain plastic and not the recyclable or biodegradable one. All of the used sanitary products either end up in landfills or sewages. And because they're not biodegradable, they end up polluting the environment. And not to forget the plastic packaging of these pads, especially the individually wrapped pads. 2. Cost. Imagine the amount of money you spend on your menstrual hygiene products. As per our earlier calculations, we use up to 9,600 pads. A pack of 6 pads costs up to 40 rupees on average, so that comes up to 64,000 rupees. Number 3, chemicals and toxins. Most of these pads contain bleach and chemicals in order to keep them odor free. They are not good for your body or for the environment. Okay, that was a brief overview on how bad sanitary napkins and pads are for the environment. Moving on, let's talk about different sustainable alternatives available for menstrual hygiene products. 1. Reusable cloth pads. 2. Organic pads and tampons. 3. Period panties. And 4. Menstrual cup. I don't want to be discussing in depth about the 3 options. I'm going to be focusing on menstrual cups. What is a menstrual cup? Well, it's a silicone cup that goes inside your vagina to collect your period blood. Let's talk about myths associated with menstrual cups. There's a lot of misinformation available about menstrual cups on the internet, which is why a lot of people are hesitant in order to try them out. Number 1, losing your virginity. This is the most popular myth associated with menstrual cups. Virginity is a social construct which can mean different things to different people. The popular traditional meaning of losing your virginity is breaking your hymen. Now, what is a hymen? It is a flexible tissue which is located at the opening of your vagina. Like any other body part, a hymen is unique to an individual. For some, it can be thick and inflexible, while for others, it's ultra thin and super flexible. Some people are also born without a hymen. Now, depending on your hymen, it can be torn without having vaginal intercourse or sex. Horse riding, playing strenuous sports, etc. are a couple of activities which can lead to a tear in the hymen. There have also been cases where even after having sex, the hymen did not tear, it just stretched. So defining your virginity based on your hymen is highly inaccurate. Coming back to menstrual cups, they can stretch your hymen and in very rare cases lead to a tear in the hymen. So to answer the question, you cannot lose your virginity by using a menstrual cup or a tampon. Number 2, a menstrual cup gets lost in your vagina. Even though your vaginal opening is a dark hole, it's not the black hole. It's a pretty small room with limited space. So logically, your menstrual cup cannot get lost in your vagina. At the most, it can go a little deeper instead of staying in the outer vagina. But it's retrievable and is not lost. Number 3, pee in the cup. So if you've had this question, your homework is to go to your bathroom or any safe space with a mirror or your front camera. You're going to examine yourself and learn a little about yourself. You should know about your body. But to quickly explain it, your intimate area is not just one hole or a room which is responsible for everything. There are separate rooms, tracks, and openings for different things. To be precise, there are three openings or holes: the urethra, anus, and the vagina. Your anus is your poop or asshole, your vagina is your bloody hole, and your urethra is the pee hole. Your menstrual cup goes inside your vagina, so no, you cannot pee in your menstrual cup. Things to consider before opting the menstrual cup. 1. Possibility of infection. As compared to any other menstrual hygiene product, the menstrual cups are the least prone to infections. There is a rare possibility of getting an infection because of your menstrual cup. However, because we use our bare hands and fingers to insert the cup inside the vagina, the bacteria can be transferred from our hands inside the vagina. But there are precautions that can be taken in order to prevent this. Those will be discussed in the coming segments. The P-Safe box actually has a disclaimer for toxic shock syndrome. It says toxic shock syndrome, or TSS, is a rare but very serious disease that may cause death. Number 2, access to safe space. One of the only issues with menstrual cups is that you need to have access to a safe and clean bathroom. Your menstrual cup goes inside your vagina, which is pretty delicate. Not in terms of strength, I know that we're capable of giving birth to a human baby, but in terms of susceptibility to infections. So you can't be living in a dorm room where there are shared bathrooms with cubicles and the commode and the basin are not nearby. I mean, you can adopt the menstrual cup in those circumstances, but it is very inconvenient and discouraging for a newbie to do it. Some of us are not used to inserting things in our vagina, so it's not just about the physical space but also our head space. We need to be in a safe space where we feel comfortable and relaxed. Number 3, comfortable with blood. You cannot avoid getting blood on your hands and fingers while inserting or removing the cup. Trust me, I've really tried this. When I started using the cup, I used to use 2 fingers to insert or remove the cup, and it was very, very difficult. I mean, the cup creates suction in order to stay put for 8 to 12 hours. So you are going to have to put in a little effort to take it out. And honestly, the blood is natural and it's a part of our body and it can be washed away with soap. So don't be afraid or disgusted of your own blood. Things to consider before buying a menstrual cup. 1. Size. Menstrual cups come in different sizes depending on various factors like your age, your flow, heavy or light, the firmness of the cup, the capacity of the cup, etc. Don't be intimidated. Whichever brand you choose to buy from will have all of these informations available on their website and they will make it easier for you to choose. For example, P-Safe has 3 sizes and they've mentioned which one will be suitable to whom depending on the age and if they've given birth. They've also mentioned the capacity of every cup. 2. The brand. Be sure to buy the cup from a well-known and trusted brand even if it might not be the cheapest cup available. I made this mistake. I bought my first menstrual cup about 4 years ago. It was more from an experimental point of view, which is why I did not want to spend a lot of money on it. And I ended up buying a cup from this shady brand called Silky Cups. And it was horrible. The experience I had was horrible. A trusted brand will have enough resources for you to read up about everything about the cup. Number 3, the material. Be sure to check for medical grade silicone when you're buying the cup. How to clean and store your cup. It is not necessary but highly recommended to sterilize your cup as soon as you get it. You can do so in 2 ways. One is to immerse your cup in boiling hot water on a cooktop for 5 to 7 minutes. Or you can use a microwave and a coffee mug. You just have to submerge your cup in a coffee mug filled with water. You can microwave it for about 3 to 5 minutes. To prevent infections, you should sterilize your cup before every cycle. To be safe, I even sterilize the cup after every cycle. You don't need to sterilize your cup during your cycle. You just have to empty the blood and wash it thoroughly with water and not soap. Another thing to keep in mind is to wash your hands before you're touching your cup, and try to wash it with unscented soap. When it comes to storing, you can just sterilize your cup after your cycle and store it in a pouch. Most of the brands give you a pouch with their menstrual cup, so you can just store it in this in your cupboard. How to insert and remove your cup. First things first, it is a challenging process to insert the cup, and you might not even get it right the first time. Most of the people don't. It took me multiple tries to get it right. A pro tip is to try inserting the cup in and removing it before your cycle, so you don't have to deal with blood the very first time. I tried doing this, but as luck would have it, the minute I tried to insert the cup, I got my period at that very moment, and I was 10 days early. Coming back to the procedure, sterilize your cup, wash your hands with unscented soap, and fold your cup. I will talk about different folding techniques in the next segment. After folding your cup, relax. Relax your mind and your body. Loosen up and be at peace. If you're nervous, your muscles will be tense and it will be difficult for you to insert the cup. So loosen up. Find a position that suits you. Again, it's going to take a lot of tries for you to understand which position works for you. You can do it standing or with one leg on the commode, or you can squat, or you can lie down, or you can just sit on the commode normally. Then you're going to take the folded cup and insert it inside. Hold it firmly while inserting it inside. Now keep in mind to not let go of the cup as soon as you insert it even a little bit inside. Try to insert the cup as much as you can before letting it go, because as soon as you let it go, it is going to pop back to its original shape. A lot of times what happens is that the cup doesn't take its original shape while inside. It stays in a weird shape. So what you can do then is to use your fingers and rotate the cup, or you can gently press it or tug at it and it will take the shape. And if nothing works, you can try to remove it and reinsert it to get the original shape. C-fold works the best in this situation. So this happened with me when I was trying to insert the first silky cup. The reasons why this happens is, one, your cup is too soft and it's not firm enough to remember its original shape, or two, the cup is too big for you. So when I was using the silky cup, it was not firm and it was not good quality. So no matter how much I tried, it never gained its original shape. What happens then is a lot of blood can leak out. When it comes to removing your cup, again, wash your hands with unscented soap and then try to hold the stem in order to pull it down. Do that as much as you can, but remember that there is suction, so it is going to be difficult and you are going to have to put in a little effort to remove it. Once the stem is entirely out and a little bit of the cup is outside, you can use your fingers to squeeze the cup and remove it. Ensure that you do squeeze your cup. I'll tell you why. So the first time I was removing my cup, I don't know why, but I just pulled the cup out entirely as is. What happens then is the entire circumference of the cup comes out in one go, and that can give you a micro tear. It did give me a micro tear. So remember to squeeze it before pulling it out. The blood might overflow while you're squeezing it, but it's better than getting a micro tear. As to how often you should empty your cup, 8 hours is a good enough time. However, Safe says that you can use it for 12 hours. But why risk it?
Different menstrual cup folds.
So the first fold is the most popular one, the C fold. You just have to press it in between and fold it like that. It forms a C, which is why it's known as the C fold. The second fold is the 7 fold. You press it in between like this, bring one corner down to form a 7. That's the 7 fold. The next fold is the triangle fold. It's similar to the 7 fold. You just have to press it like that, bring this corner till the end so that it looks like a triangle. The next fold is the punch down fold. You just press one part of the cup down in between. This will give you a smaller circumference to insert, which is why it's very popular. So that's it for this episode, guys. If you have any other questions about menstrual cups, you can reach out to us whenever. You can leave down a comment, or you can share your personal experiences with us. Take care and stay safe.